Probably a lot of people drinking a lot extra at Christmas because they just know that, you know what, like right after the holidays, I got something to tell you.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, we got to sell the house, hon. We can't do this anymore. I just got laid off, or I got laid off 4 weeks ago, and I've been going to the Starbucks trying to get a job, but I'm up against all these fucking immigrants all over the place. I can't get any work anymore.
One thing I can tell you for sure, Dale, is to do anything every single week for 4.5 years, like we've done, is a challenge.
It's impressive.
And
I've never done anything that consistently in my entire life, I don't think.
and every
Maybe
time
breathe,
breathing, yeah, I've been doing
breathing,
pretty good at that. But
crying.
well, we got to go on vacation once in a while. We're going to be not in the studio on Bay Street in our ivory towers.
That's right. In your ivory tower, and
We've just
there's no room in the luggage for a microphone. So here we are.
might have been, but there
Isn't
wasn't.
in the cards today, TK. But
Wasn't in the cards. How's it going though? I heard there's some snow. I mean, I got rain here, so I'm not even going to brag about the weather. It's been good until today. Today's just all rain.
if you care about snow on Christmas, it was a good Christmas, I suppose. If you care about snow on Hanukkah, it was a good Christmas, Hanukkah snowing. But it's pretty nice out. It's kind of mild. It's nice and white. It's quiet. Nobody in development's been working for like a week. So I'm just sitting here bored to tears, waiting for the show to start so that I can be bored to
Why are
tears
you
again.
taking a break? What do you mean? I have a project to launch. What's going on?
No, are you kidding me? I'm working like crazy. I can't get anybody else to do anything right now.
That's what I'm
But
saying. You have you're
I got
telling everybody else to start working.
I'm telling everybody else to get their shit together, but nobody's answering me because this industry closes for at least 3 weeks around this time every year. Like if you want to get anything done around Christmas, you're basically fucked. And even if
I had a
somebody
client.
like responds and does something, like forget getting anything else like right back. So, you're texting with somebody, they're responding finally, and then they disappear.
I had a client with the audacity to say, "I don't want any showings over the holidays."
Those bastards.
Do you
But you better
believe the
sell
number
my
of them?
house, right? You
I'm
better
trying to
sell it.
sell their house, you know?
How can you
And they're
sell the
saying,
house?
I don't want any showings during the holidays. Jeez. Man,
Jesus, what's
can't
wrong
win.
with these people?
Can't
Well,
win. Man, if I can only pick my clients, jeez.
What should the people do?
what?
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I'm double subscribed. Do it yourself. Didn't get to fix the show, though. Didn't get to fix the show.
Listen, it's a holiday time. People are crazy. People are maxed out on their credit cards. People are getting foreclosed on and they know it, but their families don't know it. And they're sitting there pretending at
Yeah,
Christmas dinner like
I got that
everything's
one.
okay.
Wife
Right?
didn't know. Wife
Yeah.
didn't know.
Yeah.
Husband kept it from her for years. She just
Yeah.
thought we were just we were just going on a lot of vacations.
Yeah.
I thought everything was fine. I used to manage the money really well, like 20 years ago. But the last 20 years, I just left it up to him. I didn't know
Yeah.
that we
But
were millions of dollars in debt.
this is the
Old
story.
money.
Probably for a lot of people, there's probably a lot of people drinking a lot extra at Christmas because they just know that, you know what, like right after the holidays, I got something to tell you.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, we got to sell the house, hon. We can't do this anymore. I just got laid off, or I got laid off 4 weeks ago, and I've been going to the Starbucks trying to get a job, but I'm up against all these fucking immigrants all over the place. I can't get any work anymore. God, imagine what people must be going through. Imagine the people that know they're about to get laid off. Like what the hell must be going through their brains over Christmas as the wife or the partner is racking up credit card bills and buying everything like everything's okay. And like you're sitting there, this guy's sitting there dying inside, like ready to, oh, God knows what. Thinking of scams to try and keep it going another few days. God.
And handmade presents this year.
Could be it's a horror. Listen, there's some weird, horrible stuff going on during holiday season. Did you see that lady in the New York subways?
No, tell me about it though. I saw
Oh,
you mentioned, but I didn't.
really? You didn't see that?
Out of the country here. Come on, what's going on?
Somebody, and I don't know what ethnicity they are. I'm pretty sure they weren't like local to New York, though, native to New York, burned a woman alive on the subway, TK. Like, happy holidays to
Are
you.
you referencing their skin color when you say not native to New York?
Well, no, I mean, it's not a skin color thing. I suppose they could be born somewhere else and have the same skin color. It's more of a, they're not just, born and raised in New York City, right? Maybe not even North America for that matter. Not even maybe Europe or anywhere for that matter. But listen, the point is that this
One of
guy
the
actually,
civilized countries.
no, but this guy got kicked out of the country for some other offense, came back in through the open border, and then burned some lady alive, which is pretty crazy. Something weird to see over the holiday season.
Some people just got to get that out of them. You know what I mean? They tried burning probably little animals when they were kids, and they
Oh my
said,
goodness.
today I got to try to burn a whole
I'm gonna
human.
burn a lady on the subway.
I
And
mean, get locked up and like they throw away the key. Get in some help. You need some help. You need some therapy.
well, that guy needs some help for sure. But
Yeah.
like people just stood by filming and police were running back and forth trying to figure out what the hell they're supposed to do. And I was like,
What would you have done, Darryl? Let me hear.
well, hold on a sec, but you should see the video. Hopefully you'll watch the video at some point. But like the person that was burning was just standing there. I would have maybe tried to take off my coat. I
Stop, drop,
maybe
and
would
roll.
have stop, drop, and roll. See, everybody knows stop, drop, and roll. This
Yeah.
thing is weird on every
They
level.
taught us that for
So
class after
weird.
class when we were young, as if this was going to be a realistic event, a realistic lifetime event. Guys, when you're on fire, when you're in a subway station, and some immigrant who recently escaped back into the country after beating some, corrupt charges, he lights you on fire at the subway station. You know what you do? You stop, you drop, and you roll.
You
all right?
fucking roll.
I don't even know if that works. I've never seen anybody do it.
It works way better than standing there burning alive. I promise you, it works much better than that. But okay,
did the person die? The person
the
get burned
person
alive?
is definitely dead.
They're
Definitely dead. Yeah. There's you cannot live through that. That's for sure. Watch the video. If you haven't watched it, I don't know why I even brought that up. But speaking about nutty stuff from the States, TK, like this 51st state, Canada becoming the 51st state, like this is starting to heat up. People in Canada are talking about it all over the place. People in the States are talking about it all over the place. This is like
Donald Trump, friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Yeah.
President.
We should have him on.
As the leaders of the 51st state, Darryl and I would just like to extend our warm welcome to you and your armies and your oil sands.
We have the oil sands. Oh, processing plant. Sorry.
Yeah. We welcome you. And we encourage you to come
take over
and to come and see what this beautiful country is all about, because it is a beautiful country.
They own most of it already.
We don't have to just replace England. What have they done for us lately with America?
Are you dying to have the Canadian Real Estate Show merch?
Ho, ho, ho. I bet they are, Darryl. Guess what?
Ho, ho, ho.
Now they can buy it themselves. Go check out the merch store.
What a Christmas gift this would be. Make Canada great again, TK.
Yeah. Your significant other. Think about them opening up on Christmas Day, a gift from the Canadian Real Estate Show. Maybe they don't even know what that is, but imagine the look on their eyes of surprise. Guys, for very reasonable rates that we make very little money on, check out the merch store and support the cause.
That's right. Support the cause. Get a hoodie. Well, hold on a second. So, like, it started out where we thought it was a joke, right? And then he started posting more stuff, like him standing in front of Canada with a Canadian flag. He's standing there up in the mountains. Then his son or somebody posted, I think one of his sons posted a picture of him buying Canada on Amazon. That was kind of interesting. And
it would be Amazon.ca, just in case anybody's wondering.
I wonder, actually, is this Canadian dollars? But regardless, how is the shipping work? Is that Prime? TK.
He would need an account. It's the .ca account.
He must have an account. But he's also tried to entice Wayne Gretzky to be the governor, apparently. Like he spoke to him about it.
Yeah.
Wayne
Well, I mean,
Gretzky. Like who the
Arnold
fuck wants Wayne
Schwarzenegger did a
Gretzky?
fantastic job down in California.
What's that?
Arnold Schwarzenegger, he did an amazing job down in California.
And this Arnold Schwarzenegger idea came from me saying Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, like I mean,
Tie
somebody
that
with no
together for
political
me.
experience, because no political
No
experience.
experience. Yeah.
Everybody loved him.
Loved him. Yeah.
Yeah, and Schwarzenegger, Gretzky, they're both kind of like Austrian German, so it's like it's a pretty good connection actually.
Well, now that you've explained it to me in more detail, I can definitely follow along and jump on board because
Professional athletes, best of their era, around the same age. Arnold's a little bit older. You know, immigrated to the U.S. to live life there and start families. There's actually a lot of them in there. I can keep going if you want.
you're doing a good job, but
I think Gretzky would do a great job.
But a good player doesn't always make a good coach, TK. We see this, and a good coach doesn't necessarily make a good player.
We're running out of coaches.
We have no coaches available at all right now that are worth hiring or that we would choose if we had, a bigger pool of talent to choose from. But this
really is just like he's just the other guy.
He's just the other. Well, I mean, listen, he's not just the other guy. He's well spoken and he's taken
quickly.
Yeah.
Just quickly. It's really easy to say the opposite things of what Trudeau's doing right now is going to be what's good for Canada to be able to win. Like pretty much anyone can go into the Conservative Party right now and lead them to victory.
I mean, I told you about the guy who came to my house. I mean, that was his entire pitch. It's like, we're going to beat Trudeau together. That was it. Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Right. But yeah, no, Pierre is definitely the other guy. There is no other guy. So, I mean, it's better than what we have for sure. And that seems to be the way the game is played. But like the states are up in the ante. Trump offered a reduction in our taxes by 60%, TK. That's a great negotiation tool to have at your disposal. How that works, I have no idea, but I will take it personally. Starting now, I think. I'm an American now, TK. I don't know. That's why this is blue. That's why it's blue.
December 20, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 29th.
What happens then?
When this show airs, I want the tax break to be retroactive to December 29th.
No, I'm going to take it back to the recording date.
To the recording date, okay.
To the recording date. Fuck that. So 60% less taxes and a 1-to-1 CAD to USD exchange.
It only makes sense.
It only makes sense. I wonder if we get to keep the value of our properties here, or do we have to like adjust those?
Let's talk about that. All right. So there's a couple factors here. One is you're going to have a considerable amount of interest from the South wanting to move north. Okay.
A considerable amount. Why? Why will they want to do that?
Look at Canada as being the place for them. For many reasons, we won't get into it. They love it, but they just can't get here.
We're not getting into it? Okay.
Well, we can't get into it. Well, think about it, okay?
Can't
Canada
get here.
Doesn't have guns, right?
Yeah.
People like that.
People like that.
Think beautiful. People think we're very friendly. People think that we've got the most beautiful women in the world. People think that
they haven't been here lately.
They think that Toronto's a clean city, safe city. So, Vancouver's beautiful, the landscape, the environment out there and all that kind of stuff, ocean. So there are actually a lot of Americans who want to move to Canada who can't. So that's going to increase the amount of demand. But think about all the Canadians who would just go south.
Oh my God. If you could just drive there and you could stay.
Oh, yeah. Like so you're 25 years old, you're thinking about getting a job, you're thinking about buying a house. You look at the prices here in Ontario and where your job is, and you're going like, why the heck would I stay here? Guess what? I don't have any options because no one wants to move to Saskatoon. Nobody wants to move to Nunavut. Nobody wants to move to Thunder Bay or New Brunswick or the Quebecois, right?
It's not a place now. Yeah.
You're stuck. You're living in the big city, slaving it for the man. When instead you can move down to Texas. Beautiful weather, beautiful
cheap friggin' houses.
Cheap houses, lots of jobs, good economy.
Okay, so but hold on that sec. So do you get to keep the house value was the question? Because like imagine you're living
Opposite factors, that's all.
Niagara Falls on either side of the border. Like have you seen the price difference on the south versus the north side of the border? So what
200%.
happens to the border towns? Do the prices like come up in the States and go down in Canada? Or do the States just automatically jump up because the dumb
We
Canadians will
won't
pay it
influence
now?
their we won't influence their pricing. So one Canadian dollar is equal. So pricing would automatically come down.
Canada would be like this expensive, crazy luxury state
No one
where
would pay
everything is stupid expensive.
USD for a place in Toronto. Everyone would look around and we would say, why would I pay that much money for a house? That's that amount. And everybody who's now got USD is going to say, okay, why don't I sell my home for 30% less than I thought it was worth in Canadian dollars? Because I'm now getting USD for it.
Oh yeah, stay forward so we can hear you. That's much better when you're forward. You have no degrees of freedom today, TK, because you didn't bring a mic. Your punishment is you have to stay close to the frickin' mic, TK.
I gotcha.
Thank you. Okay, so, but the debate is heating up, and I, for one, I mean, I would love Canada to be able to stay separate, but I do see benefits to it amalgamating with the United States. I mean, I don't really understand why we're any different. What's that?
Never going to happen in our lifetime, but we
Never?
can talk about it. No, not in our lifetime.
Never in our lifetime. Well, then let's
It's
not
clearly
waste.
just a negotiation strategy. It's a nothing burger, but it's fun to talk about.
I think it's really fun to talk about. And I really think that other people do too. Like, this is a topic of discussion with everybody that I talk to now. Maybe
Everybody
because I bring it up.
in person, they're all saying the same thing.
Yeah, I'm fucking in. Let's go.
We have to do it in a way like you're not wearing it proud. Like we're the only two numbskulls recording it and putting it on YouTube.
I think we should say
there's a bunch of other people who make these beautiful long posts about how patriotic they are about Canada and how they would never want to move to the States. And then people like it on Facebook and say, yeah, Canada proud. We can still be Canada.
Listen, if it was 4-5 years ago, I would be totally against it. But what happened in those 4 or 5 years is Canada dropped so many levels from where it was before that moving to the States and being part of the States, which 5 years ago, I was like, I'm never moving to the States. I wouldn't move to that shithole for nothing. Now, I would consider some areas of the States because when you factor in one, the cost of living, not only because of the fact that there's no fucking taxes there at all, but like everything's cheaper and there's no fucking taxes. So like, what's that?
Depends on the state.
It depends on the state, but that's what I'm saying. There's a few places that actually make sense now because not because they got so much better, but because Canada degraded so fucking much in the last few years that it's like, what's the difference now? This is no better than there. Our healthcare is not any better. If anything, it's like I'd rather fucking pay and actually get some healthcare, right? Like that's not good. Our school system's not good. Like the place is a fucking zoo right now, and it's not clean, and it's not like a nice looking city anymore. It's overrun with tents and bums and shit and smoke and piss.
Everybody's got a podcast. Everybody's a real estate agent. Everybody's a developer.
Everybody's got an opinion.
Trying to make money without actually getting a real job.
They're doing nothing, just fucking talking.
They're doing nothing.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the way of the future. We better all get used to making money talking into these fucking microphones because soon our jobs will be done by robots. I just saw a video this week, maybe yesterday, possibly this morning, of the craziest humanoid robots out there. And like, forget the one that Tesla's doing. There's some crazy... Whoa, hold on a sec. Speaking about crazy fucking robots, what about all these UFOs everywhere now? There's UFOs in Toronto, in Vaughan, in Jersey, in Brazil. There's fucking UFOs or drones or whatever the hell's going on everywhere.
They have to call them drones.
What is going on? I'm nervous and excited.
UAPs. UAP. That's too much. UFO. Let's just call
whatever the fuck they are. Like
this show, we're calling them UFOs.
Aliens?
I'm telling you.
Military?
They're upset. What
What is it?
what do they want, Daryl?
What do they want? I don't know what they are. What are they doing? What are they?
How is it not aliens? Like, come on.
How is it not aliens? I
How is it
mean,
not aliens? All of a sudden, there's all these drones that even the government can't explain, like, and they're in multiple locations, and they're coming out of like areas that have been frequented by
but hold on a sec.
in the past.
But go back like 3-4 months. All of a sudden, they're like making all these disclosures about aliens and UFOs. Like, you know, it's like, and it's all in the mainstream. And then all of a sudden, there's fucking UFOs in the sky everywhere. Like, is that how it
Maybe
works?
they know that. Maybe they know.
Knew it. They were prepping
Maybe they know.
us,
They're
getting
saying,
us
hey, you know
ready.
what? Let's not cause panic for these. What do they call us? Containers. This is
Containers?
Bob Lazar back in the 80s. He's the guy who came out of Area 51 and disclosed a lot of the stuff, right?
Okay.
He said the aliens referred to us as containers.
Containers of what? Like spirits, consciousness containers.
But they're containers.
We're
and containers. So maybe they
containers.
thought, hey, these containers, these guys right now know
They're
about us.
making a mess.
And they seem to be doing okay. It doesn't seem to be a big deal. They're still mining our resources
For us, right? They're mining the gold. Are you getting all crazy here, TK? I love it.
So, and so basically, they're like, well, I guess it's okay that we just sort of start floating around and doing the things we need to do. But when you got things like you got the material waste going missing on the ship, and you got, you know, people talking about, you know, nuclear war and all that kind of stuff.
Real? Is that all real? I feel like that's like, I don't know what the hell's real anymore, but like that doesn't sound right to me. Does it?
I don't know.
They're searching everywhere. Brazil, Toronto, fucking New Jersey for like, well, come on.
If there's one ship that can make it here from wherever the heck it's coming from, like why couldn't like 10,000 of them?
Right. But why do we need
one guy
aliens now?
Through the layers of the black hole or however the heck he got here. Like, come on.
What is happening? What is happening?
Well, something's happening. Listen, how is it affect real estate?
How is it going to affect real estate? That's the fucking crazy thing. Is like, what if you don't have a job? Okay. Right. What if you don't have a job because all the technology is doing the jobs and all you can do is sit here and talk on fucking YouTube all day because you don't know what the hell to do with yourself? Like, now what happens?
Well, put it this way. When the world was coming to an end, March to May 2020, right? Nobody was buying real estate. So if we have some sort of alien invasion, which I've actually
no one's going to buy real estate during an alien invasion.
Nobody's buying real estate during that time. Everyone's going to say, chill, not a good time.
Yeah, but I'm not going to go outside today. Maybe that's it. Maybe they don't want us outside again, and they know we're not going to fall for a pandemic. So it's like, stay inside or you're going to get fucking laser zapped.
So it's the government?
I don't know who the fuck it is, but it's not fucking aliens, is it? Like, is it really fucking aliens? I mean, it would explain a whole bunch of shit. That's for sure.
It definitely doesn't make sense that this universe is completely empty and that we're the only sack of meats containers that put together a decent civilization. Like if someone just started what
is this a decent civilization
and weren't wiped out by a bunch of meteorites and volcanoes and all sorts of different things that could possibly happen, then yeah, it would make sense that they would have a bunch of cool technology. Look at all the stuff we've done in the last 100 years. Look at what we've done in the last 10 years.
Yeah. Well, some would say like they used to be able to do way better shit than us back like 100 years ago, 200, 1,000 years ago. Look at the churches that they used to build. Look at some of the buildings they used to build. Irrelevant now?
Slave labor. And then those were like
labor that was fucking skilled slave labor.
But it was like the guys who had
artisans
on the ceilings in the 1960s, 70s bungalows.
Those are artists. The spackle?
Yeah.
The spackle? You can't find them because you don't need them. No one needs them because no one does that.
But if you wanted to find one, no one could do it. So just like the artwork that people used to do when they were making buildings 100, 200 years ago, those guys existed because they spent a lifetime perfecting their craft, getting paid next to nothing, and now we just can't build it. Anyways, back to
aliens. Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe we're going to turn into slaves that have to make cathedrals with our artistic abilities.
Oh, no.
Because we'll have nothing else to do.
If there was a use for us to do anything else, it would have happened a long time ago, Darryl. this conversation is going pretty sideways right now.
It's
But
off the rails.
it's off the rails. Okay. But
Off the
look,
rails.
this is how I view the real estate side of everything. Okay.
Okay.
That even if the aliens come,
There will still be people that need to buy and sell.
need to live somewhere, and they're gonna need real estate agents to help them do that. And unless the aliens wipe out a bunch of the population, we're gonna need more housing.
People are still gonna die.
Babies. They're
Listen,
gonna need more.
when people get wiped out by laser beams, you're gonna have to sell the estate, right? People are gonna have to deal with stuff.
Someone's got to deal with that. The kids are gonna want that money.
Is this in poor taste? I don't even know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But
Reality.
how do we get back on the rails from here? Like, how do we actually get back into this thing? TK?
Or are we doing a podcast?
It's a very interesting idea, and it's been going on for so fucking long now that it's like hard not to have it top of mind, because like at some point we're gonna find out what was going on. And there's this
Are we though?
Are we though? That that's gonna give me some anxiety now. Will we not?
No
9/11.
9/11.
Well, we know what happened with all those. We just don't have like proof.
About.
We know what happened with JFK. No one's admitting it yet, TK. Maybe the aliens know what happened. Okay, so what else is going on? Bank of Canada, TK, is predicted to trim. This is important because imagine how this will change. But for now, they're predicting that they're going to trim rates 4 more times next year.
Okay.
Now, I don't think anywhere in the model was an alien invasion, but assuming that it's not aliens and it's just going to get swept under the rug and nothing will really come of it, another nothing burger, like Bank of Canada lowering rates 4 more times. I guess they're assuming 4 quarter-point cuts, another point. What does that do to the real estate market here?
Remember when they said the Bank of Canada said that they were going to keep rates low for long? And everyone should go. What happened, Darryl?
I got fucking fooled. That's for sure. I got tricked.
Nobody knows next year, including the Bank of Canada, what the rate announcements will bear. It all depends on what's going on with the economy. The way that the job market is right now, the way that the power of sales are increasing, the way that the economy is stalling, and that there's people who are just absolutely hurting more than I've ever seen in my entire career. Hundreds and hundreds of people that I've been able to help with their biggest investments, and I've never seen this much pain. It's absolutely terrifying when you look at it. And it wasn't like this a year ago. It wasn't like this 6 months ago. It wasn't like this 2 years ago. It wasn't like this in 2009, 8, 17. It was never like this. This is the first time I've ever witnessed this. And it's really, really crazy how much debt people have, how high the interest rates that they're paying compared to what they were paying before is, no matter how it's relative. So no matter what the delta is, but they are absolutely finished. There is no like getting out of this. This is like, we need to sell or else we lose it all. House of Cards.
So Bailey is obsessed with this show where it's this guy getting people out of debt and they're all buried and they're all burying themselves alive. And it's like, you watch these people and it's like, well, no wonder you're so in debt. Like, you're so fucking stupid. What are you doing? Right? Why are you doing that? Right? It's so obvious, but to the people involved, that it's like so not obvious. It's scary. It's like, what?
Gotta buy new shoes.
You think I should get a job? Like, what? I that wasn't supposed. We got to stop this show right now. I wasn't. No one said you're going to tell me I need to get a job.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. It's like, how, when you look at these people, these sad situations that you're dealing with, if you actually take a look at the documentation, okay, that got them in the mess. I mean, is it not obvious that they shouldn't even be in the mess to begin with? Like, they should never have had the house they're in, right? Like they couldn't ever afford it. I mean, how many people are really just like clobbered by the interest rates? How many people got really fucking caught in that delta that was ridiculous?
It's part of it. Most of it, though, the experiences that I've seen so far are people who have just been accumulating debt. So Canadians have been using their
on top of the equity.
the
Yeah.
equity in their homes as a ATM.
Yeah.
And every time that they build up debt, credit cards and all that kind of stuff, they refinance. And then
Yeah.
they refinance out again. And then they refinance out again. And then they keep doing that until, guess what? Banks say no.
Yeah.
They say, well, let's go to the B lender then. And in
Mm.
some cases, C lender, private
Oh.
lenders.
Right, because the market will come back, and then I'll get it all like.
And then I'll sell, then I'll retire, then I'll take it out, then I'll because I got all this equity.
Yeah.
And then these are also the people who think that their home is worth here when it's actually worth here.
Right.
So they have this perceived equity. This is a huge thing with certain types of people is perceived wealth gives them the feeling and comfort that they can keep on spending. I think there's other people who honestly deep down inside always feel broke and always feel poor and they never feel like they have enough. So they always keep saving and saving and being super cautious and careful about, where they're spending their money. And then other people where they get this feeling where it's just like, oh my gosh, I've made it. I've got $10,000 coming back on my tax return next year. And I'm going to go and just blow my brains out on my credit cards because next year I'm going to be able to pay it back.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
that's the personality type.
Well, you got these people, this type that you're talking about that, yeah, they don't but I don't know how they're getting line of credit. But anyways, like they definitely don't make enough money. Maybe they bought the house at a good time. They've got appreciation, but like now on top of the constant refinancing over the years, now what they're hit with is the cost of living increase just went bananas, right? And so that faced with a refinancing for people, like just is a fucking blow of like a death blow. Like they're done, right? You mix that together and how hard must it be for an average person to absorb a 2-3 point interest rate increase, right, to their payment, while the cost of living on food and energy and everything else that you actually need has doubled in like the last 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do you
like this vacation I'm on right now? One, the American exchange is absolutely atrocious.
Disgusting.
Like insane what the exchange rate is right now. So going anywhere outside of Canada absolutely sucks.
Then if you use your credit card, they rape you.
Then credit card's actually a good exchange rate compared to most cash exchange places.
Right, sure.
Because there's no fees. It's just whatever the rate is. But it's like every single thing, the price is going up in every single area. And yet, the place that I'm at right now is full. It's sold out.
Yeah, for sure. Now,
I tried to transfer because there was another spot that I thought, well, that looks like a better spot. They're like, sir, like, are you stupid? It's Christmas.
Yeah, look around.
There's not one room available right now.
And what's crazy, and I'm going away also next week, which I hate going away now because in 3 weeks, it's like a third of the price to go to the same places. But people are paying 3-4 times the money to go away now because it's the only time they can go away with the kids and no work. And it's right.
What do you do?
What do you fucking do? How does the average person, what does a trip cost right now? Like I just paid almost 20 grand for,
few grand per person.
How much?
A few grand per person.
A few grand per person. And it's like, hopefully the place is good. I mean, I know the place I'm going to is good, but a lot of people, you pay so much money and you're going to like a 3-star all-inclusive in Cancun and you get there and it's like, oh my God, I saved up all my money for this, right? And your wife's like, where the fuck did you take us? Like, you piece of shit. You don't make enough money. What the fuck? Right? Yeah. And you're like, oh my God, I'm fucking broke. I'm going bankrupt next week. And this, right? What a mess. So many people. Listen, I've been there. I've gone down. I know what it's like. But I mean, especially around Christmas time, I mean, oh, what a disaster. Okay, so what else do we got? We got auto loan delinquency rates, TK, like hitting the 14-year high. Auto loans. So when does that go? Does that go?
My story, my experience, right?
Probably.
I took over.
Yeah.
I took over a guy's lease.
Yeah.
Because I started looking around. I thought, okay, like that car. I need to get a new car. My car's got like 270,000 kilometers or something on it now. So I was like, maybe I should get a new car. It's 2018. I'm
Yeah.
driving it like a single person does to the whatever they call it, to the rims. And so I'm about to so I'm looking into this. So I'm about to buy one, right? So then I said, well, let's go check out Lease Busters. So I found the one that I want, but like better, right? And there's a couple of them. So I started contacting the people. And all the guys who are giving up their leases are all real estate agents.
For sure.
I tell
For
you.
sure. And they're willing to walk away from their like down payments.
And
right?
they're willing, well, yeah, they're willing to pay you to take it over,
Yeah.
to answer the fee, like all that kind of stuff, because they're just like
Anything to get rid of the payment.
They
Yeah.
got all their excuses why they, they puff out their chest when they meet with you, and they're just
I bought a Lamborghini.
sorry, and this car is no longer useful to me.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of accent that is, but it wasn't a Persian accent.
Not Persian.
It was not a Persian accent.
Not Persian.
And I'm like, okay, yeah. Let me have a look. So, anyways, I ended up getting a car for marginally more than what I was going to pay, anyways. But I ended up getting like a much like better version of it. So I'm pretty happy.
Well, that's smart because that's like the way. If you
cheap interest rate too, because he had got it almost 9 months ago. He got a promotion, so it was like 2% interest rate compared to 6%.
Well, and that's the way. Like, if you're going to try and find a deal, like take advantage of somebody else's suffering, like that's the way to do it right now. Because there's those like leases that people are just so dumb. Like the amount of money people are paying monthly for their cars is insane. And I mean, while a guy like, the number one guy on the number one team can afford a lot of money every month, most people that have that car
in years though. I haven't like that wasn't even the plan. I was just going to buy a car, and then I was like, "This is such a great deal."
This is better,
and he actually got a really good discount on it too because he's in the car business as well. He's a real estate agent and also works at a car dealership.
Oh my god,
so
that's the best
deal from some like Vancouver dealership. I have no idea, but he explained it to me, and when I looked it over, it was like okay, this is a better deal than I can get anywhere else.
So listen, the question, which had nothing to do about you, but it's okay. We'll talk about you some more. But what goes first, the car payment or the house? Or do they go simultaneously? Or like, is the car disappearing from the driveway an indicator that the house is going to be pulled away next?
No, cars first. Credit cards are behind.
Car before credit cards? Like, I remember when I was going down and I stopped paying I knew one day they're going to take my car because I stopped paying for my car. Like, I knew it. But I think I told this story before. Like, I remember so I used to drive an Audi and I couldn't pay for it anymore. Like, I was going down hard. I didn't know what to do. And I wanted to keep food on the table. I wanted to stay in the house. That didn't work out so well. But like, I was scraping. So I was like, okay, I'm going down. I'm going to just stop paying for all my cars. And when they take them, like they take them, and my wife will get us a new car. Right.
Yeah.
And so it was like 6 months I hadn't paid for my car. And I was waiting and waiting, and they didn't come. And I had bought like another car because I still needed a car. And I figured, like, well, it's going to be today. They're going to come today. Like, what the hell? It's been 6 months, right?
Another car already.
Right. So I had another car, and I didn't have enough room for all these cars. But finally, one day, like 3, 4 in the morning, the doorbell rings, and I hand the guy the keys. I go, I've been waiting forever for you guys. There you go. Take it. And they just drove away with the car. But like, how that was before the house, but I stopped paying for it. I never stopped paying for the house, right? But I stopped paying for the car because I thought I could get away with it. Credit cards, you still need credit cards. So you got to keep paying them so you can use that money again, right?
Not all of them. You used the one.
I don't know. I was juggling probably 10 at the time, right? Lines of credits, credit cards, like anything.
They stop paying, and then there's just the couple of ones that they use all the time, that those ones they're keeping afloat.
But the point is that you keep paying you got to keep paying the credit card. Like, it's not like the first domino. So is this an indication of worse things to come is really the point I'm trying to get at, because it seems to me that, a car loan must be the second biggest purchase that people make other than like a business, but like house and car, what else? A boat, I guess. But most people don't buy a boat. So like, if those are spiking up, the delinquencies on those, are we in for a lot more pain here? Because you're saying you're seeing pain like you never seen in your entire life right now. And rates are cutting, and there's a lot of realtors going like, things are happening, things are moving. Even you're saying things are happening, moving, right?
Well, not this week,
Not
Daryl.
this week. Well, I'm
Where
sure
are those
things are still
buyers? Why aren't they
happening.
coming out? I told everyone they're going to be coming out around Christmas time. What's going on?
Yeah, what happened? Were you right? Were you wrong? I wanted to ask you about that.
Hasn't started yet. I told everyone after
When?
Christmas. So considering,
After Christmas.
yeah, it should be this weekend. Like when this show is airing, that's when it should start.
Start picking up.
Yeah, that's from last year's statistics. That's what happened.
So, but it seems like we're there should technically be more pain before there's less pain. No? Like I'm really confused with where we're at in this market.
You're saying is the car market
Is it a precursor?
The housing market's already started. I'm telling
But
you,
so did the car market, no?
I know, but I'm already seeing it. I just listed a power sale from a credit union, and these guys are screwed royally. I'm looking at their numbers. I got to go there because I haven't even seen the property yet, but they just wanted me to get the paperwork to them over the holidays. So I go there when I get back, probably the 1st or 2nd of January. There's other listings in the complex. It's got a $1,200 a month in the complex.
Oh,
it's got a $1,200 a month maintenance fee with electric heat.
okay.
Do you know what that means?
Say it again.
$1,200 a month maintenance fee with electric heat.
For what size unit?
A 1,500 square foot, 5-bedroom townhouse in Mississauga.
$1,200 a month maintenance fee?
You need to do
plus the heat or including the heat?
Plus the heat.
Whoa.
Doesn't include heat.
That's not going to be good.
I just looked at it and basically just said, like, you guys already are saying you're going to lose X. I'm like, prepare to lose more than that.
Because of the maintenance fee?
Just because the guy bought it, that they had a really crazy appraisal in 2021 or 2 when the guy bought it. And because the market was hot, people overlook things like electric heat, baseboard heat, high maintenance fees, old buildings. They'll say, oh, but the market's good and there's nothing else available, so let's just buy it. And the appraisers are going, well, that guy just paid that much, that guy paid that much, so therefore it must be worth $800 and something thousand. But when the dust settles and people are now being more cautious and interest rates are higher and there are other options and that whole craziness is gone, people look at things and, why the heck would I want to pay $1,200 a month maintenance fee? Why the heck would I want to live in a busy street? Why the heck would I want to live in a house that had a fire? Why the heck would I want to live in a house that had a murder? Why would I want to live in that type of stigmatized property? They have other options.
Other options.
So those properties, when they go power sale, all of a sudden, the lender's sitting there with the property, they got to sell it. And I'm like, guys, like this is like the average house maybe went down 25% since peak. And that would, you got a case for that. But in your particular circumstance, the value of the home has gone down 35%.
Because you paid too fucking much, you dummy.
Because the appraisal came in at this huge number when the market was hot. The buyer, power sale, he at the time paid market price. That's what it was. But that market has changed more than what the average surrounding homes have because of the stigmatization.
I don't think we've focused enough on the appraisers lately. Because now that you mention that, again, those motherfuckers, every single appraisal appraised on the way up as things were nutty, right? It was like, oh, next door just sold for this. Really? Okay, I'll include that in my report, right?
Yeah.
Are you recording us recording?
No.
Are you
but
just
these are the Ray-Bans with the glasses?
You should record us recording right now. That'd be cool.
Sure. Go ahead. Keep talking.
I try and stop me, TK.
Damn those appraisers.
No, but for real,
them.
How do you appraise stuff like flying? Like the market's flying, and every day something's selling over asking, and that thing just sold 150 more than the one on the street yesterday. And like this appraiser's going like, yeah, it makes sense to me that day. I mean, that's fundamentally totally sound. So let's go. Here you go. There's your goddamn fucking appraisal. Here you go, buddy. Send me my check and send me another client, right? And here we go. And here we go. And here we go. And now it's like, yeah, I can't appraise it for anywhere close to what you need, right? It's like, what aren't you working for the mortgage company anymore? Like, aren't you taking bribes still? Don't those guys still need loans? Like, how come all of a sudden the appraisers are like not appraising? Why can you not fake it now? Why can't you make it up now?
So thank you for that rant, Darryl.
Yeah.
I will give you the other side, the appraiser's side
The
to it.
appraiser side, which
They will
you
base
must know.
They will base the sale off of the current market activity. And if there are other sales that support the price, no matter how unrealistic you, me, and the guy sitting over there by the pool thinks that appraisal is out of whack, or that price that was paid is way above what anybody else should be paying. If there's area sales that support it, the appraisal will come in at the price that the buyer may have paid. It's just the bottom line. And so that becomes the
If the lender wants that.
But they rely on the appraisers. These lenders are looking at the appraiser report. They're not looking at
they're not
what
relying
color the
on
walls
it.
are and what the stairs and the
No.
location, what it backs up. They don't care about those things. They don't have time.
They're not relying on it. They're passing the buck. They're putting the liability on the appraiser. They're like, just get me something that will work. Get me 1.7.
The appraiser, no, that's not how it works. The appraiser, they need to say, you sure it's worth 1.7? And the appraiser is saying there in writing with his insurance on the line.
With his
and
insurance.
He's saying, yes, based on what I'm looking at. And if he can go to court afterwards and say, look, that guy sold for that number, that guy sold for that number, that guy, you can see where I got the numbers from. Therefore,
There's the problem.
What we termed market value. The problem is the markets change.
No, it's the insurance.
The markets change, so nobody likes to hear that. And in the case of stigmatized properties, when the market's hot, everything else on that piece of paper could be the same, but that one property happens to have a fill in the blank. Cemetery behind it, busy road, murder inside of it.
That's a stigmatized property. We're talking about on the way up.
I'm just giving an example. So that's why at those times, those properties are being appraised at that same value.
No, but on the way up, they should have done the same thing as they're doing on the way down. On the way up, they should have said, no, this is stupid. You shouldn't have paid 150 more than the last one on the street 3 days ago. This does not make sense. I won't appraise it.
Later, they don't appraise it 3 days later. And when they do, guess what they do, Darryl?
What do you mean they don't appraise it 3 days later?
They don't appraise it 3 days later. And guess what happens?
Whatever, 60 days ago.
Whatever. They order another appraiser.
No, they don't. Not if they got the appraisal they wanted. No.
If they get the one they wanted, but when they get the one they don't want, they say, Jim's crazy. How could he miss the fact that the house across the street just sold for X, Y, and Z? They order another appraisal.
But the problem is the insurance. What happens if, you lose your entire livelihood by fucking this thing up because you can't hide behind insurance. Then are the appraisers going to be a little bit more cautious or will they, because again, think about it.
Here's the scenario. You can appraise this home for $300, but if you screw it up, we're going to sue you and take everything you have. We're not gonna give you insurance.
Yeah.
We're not going to have any appraisers then, Darryl.
We shouldn't. This should be all done by robots. It should all be AI. Like
we have already AI. We already have AI.
It sucks. It sucks.
And
it sucks.
Suck. So I got this property.
We need good.
Going power sale. And the guy sent me the message. He goes, oh, the bank sent me this. It's 2.7 million. And it's this automated valuation module. I'm like, are you stupid? We're listed lower than that right now without any showings.
Yeah, and we can't get anything. Yeah.
How is this relevant by you even telling me about this right now? What's the point of you telling me, And I know.
Yeah, what is the point?
Hopeful, and I'm hopeful. He's a good guy, but it's just let's get real here. These automated valuation tools are absolutely useless.
Currently, but they will get better. Never get better?
Nope, unless the robot can go there.
I just think that, robots can fuck shit up. Listen, the appraisers, I don't care what you say. On the way up, they should say, you should be cautious. This doesn't make any sense. Here's my appraisal. The bank should do whatever the hell they want. You cannot give somebody an appraisal for 150,000 more than the last one. Like, there needs to be more than one, for God's sakes, I think. Right? And it's just like, boom, 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 on the way up, on the way up. Nobody says no on the way up. Nobody says no on the way up. It's so dumb.
Why did it sell for $150,000 more than the last one?
Because the snake realtors everywhere, all over the place, that don't know what the fuck they're doing, TK. That's the real reason.
Because
And the
that
appraisers
buyer
and the
had no
insurance.
other options out there.
None.
And they looked around and they were just like, I know that guy just paid 150 for the last one, but based on what my availability is right now, my options, I think this is worth 150K more. Boom. Ready? Firm offer.
Write it
No.
up. I can't listen to her anymore. Just write up the fucking offer. We got to get this house. I can't lose another house.
My uncle said he'll bail me out. My uncle said he's good for it. Don't worry.
This was my entire rationale when we got into our bidding war. It was like, TK, I don't care. Get me that so many fucking house. I can't listen to this.
On this financing.
I cannot listen to this.
I don't know what the banks told me. I don't care what you're telling you right now. Listen,
TK,
what Frankfort can do.
That's right. Don't tell me about pre-approvals and
don't talk to me.
Debt to service ratios and being able to afford things. I need this house, TK. Let's not get crazy. All right, TK. Listen, it has been another this actually has probably been the craziest year that we've been doing this. I think this has definitely been the craziest year that I have lived on this earth. That's for sure. It's been a very good, busy year for me personally in the real estate world.
Great year for you. Yeah.
I have had a fantastic year. I know you had a fantastic year. I know my daughter had a fantastic year. I know, most people that I know actually had a pretty decent year in real estate last year.
At the New York City.
That guy, not such a good year. But TK, I mean, we got on this channel alone, we got 38% more views this year than last year.
It's a lot more views,
That's a lot more views, right?
No wonder we're the most viewed real estate show in Canada.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, we literally did. I'm pretty sure it's well over. I didn't get to calculate it fully, but we're well over 2.6 million views across all platforms this year, TK, which is pretty crazy. And you can count whatever the fuck you want to count. Yeah. But 2.6 million people press buttons that, they ended up with us. They didn't always stay on for too long, TK. That's the truth. But thank you to all of you. That's just this channel.
Here now.
The Clips channel, TK, did 80% more than the year before. That thing is bananas. And the Instagram, it's off the charts, TK. Like really, Instagram is our main platform now. Sorry, everybody on YouTube, but this seems to be the truth. We're doing okay. And we thank all of you because really, I mean, if it wasn't for you guys, we'd still have 8 views and we'd still probably be talking to each other. And cutting each other off and trying to sell merch to 8 people, right?
Mostly buy it ourselves. But
I feel like I've grown, TK, through the show.
Yeah, we would have missed a few weeks if it wasn't for all the great people that listen to our show every week.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been worth it.
Yeah, but really this is the last show of the year, Joe.
This is the last show of this year. We did not hit all of our targets for the show, but we did exceed quite a few of them. You may not know what our targets are. Well, that's the real fucking thing is that although we did gain a ton of subs, we did not.
I think 2,000 we added this year.
No, we were like, I don't know how many, probably at least 2,000, but we were aiming for way more. I think we got way more than that. It just was nowhere close to what we did last year, which is kind of disappointing. But hey,
our topics now. So we took out the guests this year, so we're going to toy with that.
Yeah, we actually have a good guest already.
Talking about we've got some good guests. We got put some pressure on John Flynn if you guys want us to get him on the show. He's been saying no for 3 years, but you never know.
Yes, he said yes, but then I think
put some pressure on him. Put some external pressure on him, guys. Fans of the show, friends of the show. The other one is the topics. We're talking a little bit about more things other than just Toronto real estate. Everyone's kind of bored of Toronto real estate. We're still going to talk about all the same things, but just get a little bit more, broad out there. A
little more broad,
things
like TK
burning people in New York City subway.
These are things that need to be talked about. And I mean, there's only so much fucking real estate. TK, you may think I'm one-dimensional, but I'm not.
No, not one-dimensional. I'm
at least two-dimensional.
A one-trick pony.
I am far from a one-trick pony.
You show up with whatever agenda you have, and you just go with it. You consult with me. but you really,
Yeah.
there's
Something.
not too much consulting going on.
No,
It's more just it's more of a notification.
that's right. You're
You're
on a
talking about
need to know basis, TK.
on a need to know basis.
You're on a
If
need
there's
to know
somebody
basis.
else you could possibly need to know.
That's right. What's there to know around here? But
Did we do an
TK,
intro? Did we do an intro? Aiden didn't like how we didn't have an intro or a subscribe or anything like that.
that's okay.
That's
He'll
okay.
figure it out.
Well, guys, if you're still listening, we would like you to subscribe to our channel. It's the end of the year. You got all this free content. You selfish brat. You didn't even ask us if we wanted you to subscribe. You just took. You're a taker.
Taking.
Give back something. Subscribe.
Like, comment, do something. Buy some merch for crying out
Buy
loud.
some merch and we'll forgive you.
Buy one of these hats.
Okay.
These are the best hats. Everywhere I go, everybody wants this hat, TK.
Yeah. How come I haven't
Okay.
got mine? I got the old one.
I don't know. I know that the blue one is on back order already because we sold so many of them. They had to restock.
But is it at your house or is it on the way still for me?
No, it's got to be on the way. It doesn't come from here. It doesn't come here. It's
No, I thought
right,
maybe-
right to your door. Right
The
to
door?
your door, TK.
Maybe it's there. I'm not there.
It could be there. I'm guessing it might be there,
Yeah.
but
Might
it
go
also
get it.
could not be there. This is a new venture, TK.
I'll
It's
check
we
that
haven't
later.
worked out all the kinks yet, but here we are, and
Last show of the year. Thank you guys. We appreciate you. We love you guys.
Merry New Year, Happy Holidays, Arrivederci, TK.